This is the Engage Podcast with me, PBE, episode number 3.
Welcome to the Engage Podcast, where it's all about increasing your influence, impact, and income as a public speaker. And now, your host. He gave his first speech at age 12 and hasn't shut up since, Paul Evans.
What's up, legend? In this super brief episode, what I want to give you is 5 tips for great public speaking. Tips are not the be-all, end-all, right? These are foundational elements. The difference in a powerful and pitiful presentation, usually just a few essential basics. So here they are, 5 of them in total. Number 1, audience awareness. The better you know the people in the seats, the better your presentation will be. Think about it. When you know the folks at the table that you're having dinner with, conversation flows. But when it's a stranger, unless you're like a hyper extrovert, you're not as good. If I know somebody, I'm off the charts. I'm unhinged. I'm ADHD, hyper joyful through the roof. But if I don't know anybody, I shut down. I've been to so many seminars where I never met a person because I was withdrawn. Because I was unaware of the people. The more we can know the people, instead of being afraid, we get to feel like we have this connection, this relationship. So even if you just meet 1 or 2 people, even if it's the presentation organizer, the planner, at least you know somebody, right? Too many speakers are self-centered. They design a message that sounds good to them. The audience-centered speaker provides what the people need. Information to help them grow, motivation to aid the desire to apply the message. So number 1, audience awareness. Number 2, positive preparation. Do not prepare in fear. Forget worrying about the possibilities of what can go wrong. Instead, think about the positives. Note everything that you can't wait to share. Pinpoint the most powerful aspects of the speech and look forward to releasing those to your audience. You see, if we're always thinking about what can go wrong, chances are we're going to actually propel ourselves into that. Instead, if we're thinking about what can go right, what we can't wait to share, then we get energized and we look forward to it, even if there's still that nervousness. And for most of us, there always will be. Number 3, confident content. Too often we draw confidence from our delivery style. But listen, that's overrated. Who cares if an audience is wowed by delivery if there's no content that comes with it? And the less confident you are with your delivery, the more critical it is that you're confident with your content. Know exactly the benefit the audience will receive from the information you share. So let's say that you don't have this incredible delivery, that your gestures are not ideal or even strong. You know, all of those things that we get involved with mentally, all these things that we think make a great speaker, the true anchor, the true foundation is the content. Think about it. If someone stood up before you today and said, I'm going to show you in 5 simple steps how to make $10 million in the next 2 years. And in fact, anybody in this room can do it. Would you care about that person's gestures? Would you care about his or her facial expressions? Would you care if they were monotone or not? Not if the content was hot. Not if you listened and thought, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that, I'm going to do it. You'd be pumped up. Why? Because the content was solid. So have confident content. Number 4, test technology. Check the microphones, laptop before the event. Inspect it with enough time to repair it if needed. Last Wednesday, I spoke at a meeting. We were not sure if my laptop would be compatible with the projection system. In the end, we switched cables. All went okay. But if I'd not been there 45 minutes early, guess what? It wouldn't have gone as well. I like to have presentation screens, or I like to have a flip chart to write on. If I don't have either one of those 2, it's more difficult for me. So I like to test the technology. Get there early. Check it out. Number 5, validate value. This ties to the previous 4 points all together, just kind of encapsulates them. Value the audience. Remember that you're talking to people with fears, but also with dreams. Value preparation. Don't try to wing it. Don't try to over-prepare thinking it's going to make you perfect. Value content. Have a clear message that cannot be missed. Also, make it practical so it can be immediately applied. Value technology. If PowerPoint or Keynote strengthens the message, use it. If it doesn't, then don't. Only use technology that will enhance the message, the content. If you know those 4 areas, and the 5th, validate value using those 4, you'll be guaranteed to have a rock-solid presentation. You'll know what you're going to say, who you're going to say it to, and why you're sharing it. So there you go. 5 simple tips for great public speaking.
You've been listening to the Engage Podcast. Head on over to EngagePodcast.com and get your free public speaker training that will help you avoid becoming a human tranquilizer. EngagePodcast.com. Speak with passion, or just leave me a note.